The main reason for adding the Google Analytics is to give you a better understanding of what's going on with your website, but you'll be able to log in and see what's going on, see what the bounce rate is, how long do people stay on your site. And it's also for SEO, making, so that you do understand the bounce rate, because the time spent on your site is important. So it allows you to do some tweaking and changing if need be. This is an update tutorial on setting up Google Analytics. And as always, the first thing to do when you log into your dashboard, you want to make sure that you have the latest version of your theme. We do have an update, so just click on it and update now. So if your theme isn't up to date, you could be missing out on some important and exciting tools that have been added to your site. So our theme is now updated. You could also check to see if your plugins are up to date. So we'll go to ThemeJack Biz and across to the slide out window and click on Analytics. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is get our tracking UA code. And you can click here to see an instruction video, or click here for Google Analytics sign up. Okay, when you get to this screen, you want to sign up, and you should be signing in with the email address that you want to be using. Okay, and it's easiest if you sign in to your Gmail account first and then come and get your code. So this is a code for a website, and the account name, so this would be your website name, and then your URL. Okay, and the industry, and select your time zone. And these are all of the great things that Google offers you. And click on Get Tracking ID. And you ought to read all of these terms of service for Google and get to the bottom and click I accept. Okay, and here is your UA tracking code. So copy this code, go back to your dashboard, paste the code in here and click on Submit. Okay. So next we go to Advanced Settings. Google likes to keep things interesting for us. So click on the top, click here link, and here are step-by-step instructions. The first thing to do is click on this Developers Console. Okay, so we've landed in the library. Go up beside Google's APIs and click on the drop-down arrow beside Project and click on Create Project. Give it a name. Okay, and you can invite Google to send you updates and feedback and suggestions if you wish. I'm selecting No. You must agree to their terms of service if you wish to create an API. So click on Create. Once the whirling has stopped and you see a solid color with a number 1 in it, you're ready to get started. Now you come and you click on Google Plus API, and here's your project name, and you click on Enable and go back. Now we come over to Other Popular APIs and click on Analytics API. Click on Enable. Okay, now we go to Credentials and select the OAuth consent screen. And here is your email address. The product name is shown to users, and then the home page URL. Make sure you use the HTTP, or if your site has an SSL certificate, you want to use HTTPS. And if you have a logo associated with your site, you would go back to, so let's go to the site, come down to Media and right click on media and open the link in a new tab. So let me just click on one, and if this were your logo, you would copy this URL and come back to your consent screen and paste your product logo right here. Next, we need the privacy policy URL and the terms of service URL. So we go back to the website, and here is the privacy policy. Back to your consent screen, paste in the privacy policy URL, back to the website, select the terms of service, back to your consent screen, paste in the terms of service URL, click on Save. Now we need to click on Create Credentials and select the OAuth Client ID. And this is a web application, and the name, I don't know that it makes any difference what you name it. And the authorized JavaScript origins, you put in your site name. So the information that you need to use to fill in these spaces, this is for the second one. So you can copy this, just paste it on a notepad or something, and where it reads your namespace, you want to put your domain name. Changed your login from WP admin to login or some other term, you want to put that in here in place of the WP admin. Then you copy this whole link. If you try doing it, putting part of it in and then coming back and adding more, it's just going to be silly. Every time you leave the page, Google puts the information up here, so you have to keep redoing it. So just paste this link somewhere else, edit it, and then come and paste the whole link into this box right here. Click on Create, and here is your client ID. Click OK, and then come down to the end of the row and click on the little arrow, and you're going to download the file and save it someplace where it's easy to get to. And then you go back to your analytics screen and click on Browse and Submit. Get access token. Okay. And then click Allow. Click on Account. Select the property, all website data, and click Submit. Okay, settings saved successfully. And here is, you come to the dashboard and you will be able to see information, people coming to your site, what day, the date and time, and the month, the year. So this is great to have this information. At first, when I was setting up the tracking codes, I was logging into each different Gmail account that I had associated with my website. Because every time I set up a website, I would set up a related Gmail account. Everything just got so screwed up, I couldn't get any of the tracking codes to work. So this is to show you how to set up multiple tracking accounts through one Gmail address. So we're logged into the dashboard. This will be the third account set up on the same Gmail address. And it's not even a Gmail address that's associated with any particular website. So we'll go click here to go to the Google Analytics sign up. Sign up, and this is for a website. Give it an account name. I now think it's important to name your account the name of your website, just so you can keep track of which is which. And select the industry and the time zone. And you're welcome to get any or all of these things if you wish, and get your tracking ID. Read all the information and accept. And here is your UA tracking code. Come back to your website, paste in the tracking code, and submit. Advanced settings. Click here to read the instructions. Developers Console login. Click here, Create Project. Name it so you'll be able to differentiate. You have to wait for this whirligigging to finish. Okay, that's complete. This is now set on the current project. So now you come and click on the Google Plus API, enable, go back, Analytics API, enable, go to Credentials, create, click on the OAuth consent screen, put your web name here, the home page URL, the product logo, so you can go back to your site, right click on media, open link in a new tab, and click on your icon and get the link from here. Go back to your consent screen and paste the logo URL, and then you need the privacy policy and terms of service. And if you don't use something like Clip Diary there, you would just go back to your site and go to All Pages, open link in a new tab, and click on View and just copy this URL. And then go back to the consent screen and paste it in there, and then save. Create credentials, the OAuth Client ID. It's a web application. Again, name it the name of your site so that you can differentiate. And this is the link to your domain, and it's HTTP or HTTPS if you have a secure an SSL. The link for here is right here. So it reads HTTP your namespace WP admin, etc. And where it reads your namespace, you're going to put in your domain name. You go back to the client ID, paste in there, create again, OK, and here are the credentials to download. Save, back to your site, choose File, Client Secret, Submit, get access token, and it's going to ask to allow the site, Google Analytics, to access your site. You click OK, click on Select Account, and now you will see the list of other accounts you've set up. You select the property and view all website data and click on Submit, and settings save successfully. The steps are the same whether you're setting up the analytics for one account or many accounts. You log in using whatever Gmail address you want to log in with, create a project, Okay, so there's the name. You wait for the whirligigging to finish. And when that's done, make sure that the setting here is on the site that you're working on. And that wraps up this tutorial.